championship threat. According to Caesars Sportsbook by William Hill, the Warriors' chances of winning the title go from 8-1 to 20-1, and their odds to make it out of the West have doubled as well. And so we bring in Woj and Tim Legler here for some reaction to this. And Woj, we start with you. What more are you hearing from the Warriors about Klay's injury and their expectations for their season?
Well, as Bob Myers said, there's great disappointment. He went through, a really rigorous rehab to come back. He was just playing pickup in Southern California like guys do, getting ready for training camp, and the injury hits him. So the Warriors have gone out. They're finalizing a trade for Kelly Oubre with Oklahoma City. They have a trade exception from the Andre Iguodala trade that expires on Monday. They'll absorb $14.4 million of Oubre's deal. They're going to send a 2021 protected first-round pick to OKC. Now, you talk about commitment, with an organization to try to keep going. Think about this. Oubre's contract at $14.4 million with luxury tax, he's going to cost them $80 million this season. He's a fine player, and he's certainly as good as they could find in the marketplace. But instead of kind of mailing this year in terms of what they could do with the roster, $80 million commitment to bring in Oubre, and that deal will be finalized here in the next 24 hours.
That's fascinating math when a $14 million deal costs you $80 million. But let's pick up that thought, Tim. So you add Oubre and you add Wiseman, who they drafted. And remember, they have Wiggins now. What is this team this year without Klay?
Well, I still believe they can be a playoff team, and mostly that's based on the greatness of Steph Curry. I just believe in his impact on the game, not only what he does in terms of creating offense, but the opportunities that are there for other people because of his presence on the floor. He's going to make Andrew Wiggins a much better player. Their system will make him a much better player. Kelly Oubre is a guy that's going to give them now some additional punch. You still do have Draymond Green, and I think James Wiseman can be an impact player from day one. So I really like their starting five's potential, and the greatness of Steph Curry, to me, keeps them in the playoff hunt. I just don't like their bench very much at all, Greeny. Let's see if they're going to make some additions there that can really make most people buy in, not just myself, because right now I think I'd probably be on a short list of people that think that they could be a 4 or a 5 seed in the West.
And Woj, quickly, one other big story yesterday, Gordon Hayward opting out and becoming a free agent. What is his current market, and what was the reasoning behind that?
Green, there's a couple things he can do now. He can sign, obviously, as a free agent with teams who have salary cap space. There's not many of them. More likely is he'll continue to work. He and his agent, Mark Bartelstein, will continue to work with the Celtics and trying to find a sign-and-trade deal to a team that doesn't have cap space, but he can do an extension through that sign-and-trade even though he's opted out. Indiana's a team who's had interest with him. He's obviously from Indianapolis. They weren't able to get there yet on a sign and trade with Boston, but there's still some teams out there. New York would love to bring him in on maybe a big money, shorter deal, but I think Gordon Hayward's looking to get a longer-term security in the marketplace.
Legs, quickly, give me one team you think should be right now going crazy trying to get Gordon Hayward.
I look at the Western Conference. I think there are 3 teams. Utah, Denver, and Phoenix, for me, would be 3 teams that would be very interesting for Gordon Hayward. They need help at that position. He still wants to be a starter, and all of those teams are different levels of interest depending on how you look at them as playoff teams. Phoenix